Welcome back. Artificial intelligence weaves its technological web into many facets of everyday living, and now it's making waves in the music industry. For the first time in history, an AI-generated song hit the top spot on a Billboard chart. Joining me today is Northern Illinois University Professor of Communication, Dr. David Gunkel. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Good. I'm so glad you could be here. I kind of just wanted to start with, what does it say for our world today that an artificially created song can top the charts?
Yeah, I think we have to be careful about what chart we're talking about here. This is not the country chart that you and I would recognize as the #1 country song in the USA. It is really what Billboard calls the country digital sales chart. And it turns out that to be #1 on the digital sales chart, which has to do with downloads, you only need 3,000 people to have downloaded your song. So the chart here, I think, really matters because this statistic is being reported in a way that I think people assume it must be the #1 country song in the country, where it's the #1 downloaded song in the country.
Yeah, and just kind of going off of that, so we're talking about people downloading it, which means it has to have an artist, but is AI considered the artist in this case, or how does that work?
Yeah, no, it's an important question because right now we have tools that are being used by human beings to create new artworks where the tool is no longer something that is fully manipulated by the human being, but rather is doing a lot of the creative decision making and is producing something that only takes a very short sentence of a prompt in order to get it to generate this kind of material. So we've seen this before with other tools like Photoshop and Logic and GarageBand, but now we've gone one step further where the creative process itself is also being subjected to some automation.
Yeah, so if it's AI creating it, who technically holds the copyright for this content?
So this, I think, is the really interesting and important question. And the answer, very briefly, is nobody. And that's because a number of people have tried to file copyright paperwork with the US Copyright Office granting the AI the right to hold the intellectual property. And the Copyright Office has said that no, an AI cannot hold the copyright. And they said, okay, so then the person who prompts it must hold the copyright. And the office decided that no, the person who prompts it also doesn't hold the copyright, which means we now have artworks that are what are being called orphaned artworks. They have no legitimate author or artist, and no one holds the copyright.
Yeah, so just really quickly, I wanted to ask, based on all of this information, what can we predict about the future of human creativity?
So I think we're seeing, as we have in the past, a disruption in the way that new content is created. And we've lived through these before. You remember 50 years ago, kids in the Bronx started using vinyl records to sample them and create a new musical art form that we now call hip hop. And now we're through another sort of iteration of a disruption in the way that creativity is defined. And I don't think it's that the AI is replacing human artists, but it's causing us to rethink what we mean by artist, what we mean by creativity, and what we mean by original music in this case.
Yeah, well, that is all the time that we have, but thank you so much for being here today.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.